everybody, it's Murphy Gray Hunter, and we are here for day 14, for Vlogoween day 14. We are Monday, October 14th, and it's about 4:14 in the afternoon. I swear, I did not work it out to be that way. It just so happened that that's how it's worked out. My husband just left for work. That's why I'm like rushing back and forth. We've had things we were doing today. And you know that video I made, I think it was yesterday, showing y'all how to spike up your oils and stuff? Well, I still have all of this on my table, so I kind of just moved it up a little bit so I can do what I want to show you today. Because what I'm going to do after I'm done with my video editing and posting it, I'm going to sit here, put on Friends. I love to watch Friends. And go ahead and finish adding all my ingredients to my oils and get them put back up. I might as well. I have them all out and I have all my, well, not all my ingredients, but most of my ingredients out, and the rest I can pull from my herb cabinet over there. If y'all didn't see that video of me showing y'all how I created that, it's so easy. I would love to have one of these big fancy smanchy ones with all these beautiful perfect labels. And guys, when it comes down to it, I just need to have a place to put my stuff. But I would love to have that. I love to watch people who have those beautiful things set up, but you know, whatever. Okay. I'm not bitter. No, I would love to one day, but for right now, that is doing its job. So yeah, I'm going to do that and just watch Friends and do all of this and just take the day easy. I've been sick. This last week I've been feeling sick, but I have celiac disease, so you guys know that it acts up at times, but that's because it's my fault. I had way too much gluten. I had the Beyond Beef burger from Carl's Jr. So good. Everybody's talking about it being at Burger King, but it's been at Carl's Jr. for a hot minute. And I prefer it at Carl's Jr. It tastes better. The one at Burger King is kind of dry. But anyway, I had one on Thursday and I had one on Friday, and those buns are not gluten-free. And here I'm thinking, it's just a little bit, it won't hurt me. Great, yeah, it's poison. And then during the weekend, we ate so bad. Even though I was still eating vegan, I was eating vegan foods that contain gluten, and it was tearing my stomach up every day. And then on Sunday, I made breakfast, and I had a biscuit. Yep, that was it. That's all it took. I'm sorry, guys. I'm so thirsty. So I was sick really bad yesterday, and then this morning I woke up like I was in labor. I said, oh my God, I'm in labor. I'm gonna give birth. He's just like, what is wrong with you? I'm like, my stomach. But actually he gave me some what is that stuff called? Oh, I cannot think of it. It's an antacid. Milk and magnesia. Is that what it's called? Or I don't even know what it's called. It's some disgusting liquid chalk medicine. It's cherry flavor. It still tastes like poison, but I don't like to take medicine. But this morning I was like, I am giving birth, so please give me something. And actually it really helped my stomach a lot. So, but I should learn my lesson. Learn my lesson. Don't eat gluten, especially if you have celiac disease like I do. I was just like, it'll be fine. All right, let me show you the cup of the day. Oh, isn't this cute? Look at this, Charlie Brown, the Great Pumpkin. There's Charlie Brown, Snoopy, Sally, and Linus. The dreamer, the romantic, the slave. They make him do everything. And the unpopular. I love me some Charlie Brown. I love it. Look at all the little pumpkins on the top. Look at the border. So cute. So adorable, right? I got this at Family Dollar yesterday when I went to go get something. I can't remember where I went. I ran to get something. I'm being nosy. I was like, who was coming to the neighbor's house? And this was there for $2. They had this one, and then they had one of Snoopy, like dressed as a mummy. $2. Oh, that is so good. I haven't had coffee today because my stomach's been so like nasty. And so it's my first cup of coffee of the day. You know you a crackhead when you swallow coffee and you feel that heat go down your esophagus, and it's going down your trachea, and you're just like, oh, you just feel this boost of warm. Like, oh, hello, my old friend. Hello. Oh, that's so good. Okay. Now, also what I got at the dollar store, no, I didn't get the dollar store. I got this at Target. When we went to Target, I got a hat. And I think, let me show you. Hold on, let me get it. Okay, we went to Target the other night. Remember when I was telling you I was going to post a video really quick because we had to go take Jay to get some clothes? Well, we went to Target, and look what I got at the dollar spot for $3. $3. And they have a bunch of them, but I only got this one. But I'm going to go back and get more. Oh, isn't that cute? I love this color blue. So after Halloween, I'm going to string it, and I'm going to have my husband hang it up in my witchy room. I'm going to go get a few more different ones and just kind of hang them through from the ceiling down in my witchy room. So cute, right? Oh my gosh. Wait, my pen. My bandana. It's so cute. I'm going to have to put like toilet paper, not toilet paper. What is that? Newspaper to get it to stand up, but so cute. Anyway, I got that, and I got this, Our Family Recipes. I got this. This was $3. And the reason why I like this, now, I gave y'all this tip once before, but this is really cute if you are trying to do like a mini book of shadows, like for your kitchen, or even if you want to use this to put, like, say if you come from a line of witches and you have some stuff from your mom or your aunt or somebody who's giving you spells or whatever, or it could be your own. You can start your own. These are super cute. So you can definitely, you know, you can write whatever you want to put, oils, candles, powder, whatever. You know, I'm just saying, this is something that you can also make a little tiny book of shadows with. So it has ingredients and recipes. So you can definitely write either 2 on here, or you can put all the ingredients you need to create your spell, and then, you know, step by step. And these are perforated here, so they cut here in the middle. And then you can use the back also to write, or you can draw, or you can, you know, glue pictures down. I thought this was super cute for $3. Okay. All right. Now, let's go ahead and get started with the video. No, because I will talk about all kinds of stuff and not get to it. Oh, my stomach is like, girl, what is you doing drinking coffee? You know what happens when you drink coffee? Yeah, I know. Okay, oh, you know what? I forgot to get one thing for this video. Let me go get it. I'm back. Now, for this video, I want to talk to y'all about coffee. And different things that you can use with coffee, doing coffee magic. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about coffee, and then I'm going to show you, I'm going to just give you a few examples of what you could do with the coffee beans, other coffee grounds, and show you how easy it is to make a coffee oil. Okay, so I'm not going to give you the whole history on coffee, because if you are a coffee drinker or you want to know the history of coffee, I would definitely take the time to watch a video on the history of coffee or look it up, because it is so interesting, because coffee has been here for thousands of years. You know, there's this whole crazy myth behind coffee that someone in the Middle East saw this camel going kind of like crazy, like not crazy, but like all this boost of energy after eating this beans that came from this plant. And he wasn't sure, you know, what was causing that. So they say, this is a myth, that he tried the beans himself and had the same effect. And then that's how coffee originated. But coffee also, you know, they say coffee originated in Ethiopia, but this is way before Common Era, like thousands of years ago. But definitely, wherever it came from, thank the good goddesses and gods that it's here. I love coffee. I love the smell of it. I love everything about coffee. But yeah, so if you're interested in the history of coffee, definitely watch a video or read up on it. It's super interesting. It's kind of nice to know, you know, where the history of our crack. It really is, because this is mine. Like, I need it. Like, I don't want it. I need it. Like, I mean, I would love to be able to be one of those people, like one of these vegans who are like, I don't need coffee. I survive on just air. I'm not that one. I can't survive off of air. I need some caffeine, please. It's just, it's so great. I started drinking lots of coffee when I was in college, so. Anyway, let's go on. I'm going to give you different ways that you can use coffee. You can use coffee when you're doing rituals. So whatever type of ritual that you do, coffee is really good to use. Make a strong, now when I'm saying to use coffee in particular things, you want to use a very strong coffee. Don't use coffee that has like pumpkin spice in it or cinnamon. You want to use just regular strong coffee. It doesn't have to be organic. It doesn't have to be one that costs a lot of money. It could be a very cheap one, as long as it is, you know, 100% strong coffee, like just regular coffee, nothing else with it, you know. But you could use it for rituals. You definitely could use it as an offering to your ancestors, to the spirits. And when you're offering it to your ancestors or your spirits, pick a day. Like for my Lama Dama downstairs, she gets coffee every day. And so I started changing that from every day to being on every Sunday. So every Sunday I get up and I make her a fresh cup of coffee, give her some new water, burn her a candle and an incense. I bring a cup of coffee up here to my Santa Marta altar, and I also give a cup of coffee to my Ganesh. I know, right? We all gotta have it. And so but whatever cup that you give for your offerings, that is their cup. You can't just use whatever cup. Just go buy a really pretty cup that you're going to use for that particular god or goddess. If you only have one, then great, you only have to buy one. So, you know, and that's their cup. You can't use it. That belongs to them. Same if you're giving them water. If you're like, I went to the dollar store and I bought those really pretty glass chalice cups, and those are their water cups. They each have one. And so I have to keep reusing them over and over. I had to like replace them, is what I'm saying. I have to replace them because we have hard water out here where we live. So unless I'm giving them bottled water, it always leaves that residue. So I'm constantly having to buy new ones. But because I give them water that I enchant by the moon. That's what I use for their altars. So last night I put out 3 big gallons of water outside to charge that. And so I put each gallon by their altars. So I replace the water with that particular type of water. But you could do whatever you want. That's just what I do. But also, if you're going to be giving, you know, coffee to your higher powers and you have more than one, or you are not going to be spending a lot of money buying the little cake cups, those get very expensive. And so if you don't want to do that, I definitely would suggest buying a coffee pot. I bought a small one at my Family Dollar for $12 or $15. I can't remember. Maybe even $10. It was very cheap, and it makes 4 cups of coffee. It's a small one. It makes 4 cups of coffee, and it's perfect because I can give a cup of coffee to each of my higher powers. And so I do 1, 2, 3. Whatever's left over on, you know, I'll just throw outside in the front tree, because I have a tree spirit, and on Monday I leave him tobacco, and I know, guys, I leave him tobacco and breadcrumbs on Monday, but whatever's left over on, you know, Sunday from the coffee, I put out there. But you don't have to do any of this. I'm just saying this is what I do. So I would suggest buying a really inexpensive coffee maker, and you know, make coffee, make a big amount so you can give one to each of your, or just whatever. That's just what I do, because I'm like, ooh, honey, y'all going through my Starbucks coffee really fast. We're going to have to figure out something else. They're like, if I'm drinking cheap coffee, heifer, you drinking cheap coffee too. So I'm like, okay, fine. We'll all have this coffee. So, okay, let's get back to it. So, offerings to your spirits and your ancestors. Coffee is also good to remove curses. It's also good to remove negative spirits and to banish negative spirits. You can use coffee to banish negative spirits, negative people, negative things in general. And to remove it, to banish it, get rid of it, you can use coffee for that. Coffee also speeds up any type of spell work you do. So any type of spell work you're doing, coffee is going to speed it up, whether it is, love or whatever. Coffee can be used for both negative and positive spell work. So whether you're doing something negative or positive, it's going to speed it up. It also adds I have my notes here in case you're wondering. It also adds a boost of energy. So, just like coffee gives us that adrenaline, that boost, gives us that energy, it's the same thing with our spell work. It's going to give that extra boost. It's going to give it energy. You can use coffee to do spell work for clarity, or if you're trying to do something to help you focus more. If you're studying for school, or you're needing to focus on divination or focus on whatever, you definitely can use coffee. Now you can do it whether you are whether you are that sounds really funny, whether you are doing spell work yourself and you want to give yourself that boost of energy, you want to give yourself clarity, you want to give yourself the energy, to focus. You could either drink a cup of coffee before you start your ritual, or you can make a ritual bath using coffee. Now, of course, you're not going to bathe in pure coffee, but you're going to use some of the coffee with your spiritual cleansing bath. And you can do that before you start doing your spell work. You can use coffee for protection. And coffee is also an aphrodisiac, so you can use it in any type of lust spell work. So, is that why I like it so much? But I go straight to the toilet afterwards. So how good could that be? My husband says, "Man, then why do you drink it?" I'm like, I don't know. But anyway, it is I can't speak. It is an aphrodisiac, so you definitely can use it in lust work. Lust, passion. Coffee is also good for grounding spells. If you're trying to do anything to help yourself ground, you're doing a grounding spell. Some people who do meditations will use coffee. Like they'll either do two things. They'll either make coffee, and the smell of coffee helps them to focus. It helps them to have that clarity that you need for meditation, to help focus when you're doing meditation. So if you don't want to make coffee, I bought a Bath and Body candle. It's coffee scented from Bath and Body, and I use it in the classroom. So when we're having class, I'm burning that to help have clarity and help to keep her awake, because honey, I was burning lavender in there and she was just like, okay, we got to change this. I put a rosemary plant in there, because rosemary is also really good for concentration. It's good for focus, and it helps to wake you up, and it didn't work so much for her. But anyway, so when you're trying to focus and ground and do meditation, just burn a candle, get a coffee scented candle and turn it on when you're meditating, or make some coffee, or you can burn on a charcoal disc. You can burn some coffee grounds right on top of it. I've never burned it straight by itself on top of a charcoal disc, so I don't know how great of a smell it would be. So y'all would have to try that. I've never tried just straight coffee on a charcoal disc, but you can do that. I don't know. I've never tried that. I just turn my candle on. Okay, also, you can use coffee to do readings, like for divination. You know how you do, some people do tea leaves? You can do the same thing with coffee grounds. I've never done it. I'm trying to learn how to do tea leaf and coffee readings. I think that's a really amazing, a gift that you can do to do that. But, it's kind of hard because a lot of people don't drink loose teas anymore, or coffees like that. I mean, it's definitely something you would have to do, you know, and make it and have them do it. But, you know, like you see it in TV and they're like drinking coffee or drinking tea and they're like, yeah, it's not like that anymore. People are choking on it. Like, what is this? Oh, that's just a piece of something I threw in there. But you definitely can use coffee for divination. Coffee is really good for abundance. Definitely great for abundance. You can do, like, do y'all remember, I think I have it. I made a cup. If y'all saw on one of my videos, I made a little coffee cup and I filled it with sea salt. And I put sea salt, I put a tea light candle in there, and I put a quartz crystal and some bay leaves. And I use that for, you know, to rid negativity and also to draw in abundance. And because I want abundance of, you know, many things in my house, you know, peace, tranquility, love, all that good stuff. But on your money altar, you could get like a little cup and fill it with coffee beans and put like a little tea light candle right in the center of it. And you can use that for two things. You can use that for money, you know, on your money altar. You can also use coffee, just either grounds or your coffee beans, on your altar as a representative of to represent an element, and it would be earth, like elemental. You know how on your altar you'll put like something to represent all of the different elements, you know. So if you're going to, instead of using dirt from outside or a plant or something, if you don't have access to any of that, you can use coffee. That's something you can use to represent an element. You can also use it to cast a circle. So if you don't have salt and you want to cast a circle, you definitely can use coffee beans. And again, you can set it up on your altar. It's good for magical baths. Like I said, you can make some strong coffee, and you can, and I say strong as in just pure black coffee, and add that to your magical baths. And you can also add coffee to your mop water when you're mopping and you want to use it for protection. You want to use it for abundance. You want to use it for whatever these things that I just told you. You can add it to your mop water. You can add it to sprays that you're making. You can add it to your bath water. You can use it to the waters that you use to clean your altars. There's so many different ways, and it's not going to be sticky or anything because it's coffee and you're diluting it with so much water, so it's going to be fine. And also, coffee stimulates your mind. Stimulate your mind, Craig. Let's stimulate your mind. Okay, sorry. Y'all know from Friday, stimulate your mind. Yeah. I've had just like way too much fun today with Derek, just sitting around being lazy and just joking back and forth, and now he's gone. So y'all stuck with me now. But no, coffee helps to stimulate your mind, and it also helps with creativity because it helps to wake you up. It helps to get you focused. So those are some of the ways that you can use coffee. I'm sure there's probably more ways that you can use coffee, but these are just some things that I was thinking right offhand that you could use it. I was eating lunch and I was writing everything down. My husband was like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm writing notes for my video on coffee." He's like, "Don't you just drink it?" I'm like, "Yeah, a little more than just drinking it." But coffee is good for both negative and positive spells. The only thing, I have never found great results with using coffee in freezer spells. You know how you do a freezer spell to like bind someone, or sorry, it's telling me low battery. You know how you use you do freezer spells to bind someone, or you know, to slow something down or to stop it in its tracks. I've never had any success with using coffee in the freezer. If you guys have, please let me know. I don't really get good results from that. Okay, so let me tell you just a few things that you could do coffee with, and then I'm going to show y'all some stuff. All right, so you can mix coffee and patchouli together, and it could be coffee grounds, coffee beans, and just grind that together. And you want to add some pyrite. Pyrite, the crystal pyrite. Now you can buy pyrite in small little pieces, and then you can as well, okay? Or you can just get a chunk of it. If you're going to use, because you can use it for money, so you can place coffee, patchouli, and pyrite together, either whole coffee beans, a whole piece of pyrite, and a pinch of patchouli into a mojo bag, and you can use that for money. You can keep it in your purse if you're a man. If you don't have a boy purse, you can keep it in your pocket. If you have a big enough wallet, you can put it in your wallet. That's why I say if you smash it, you can put it into like a little small bag or a small mojo bag, or even like make a packet out of paper. You know how you can fold a piece of paper over and you can put it into your wallet. It's really good for money. Or you can put it into your cash registers if you have a business. Like I said, so I like mojo bags so you can put them, all over the place. But for my husband, I would definitely make him a little pouch, and you can just make it out of a piece of paper. Just cut it up, where it's nice and squared off, not like this, but just a nice little packet, and make it small enough so it'll fit. So if you have a little piece of paper like this big, go ahead and smash it up really small, and then just fold it. Fold it over to where it's all going to stay in, right? It's all going to stay in, and you make yourself a nice little packet, and you can slip it into your wallet. Now, you don't, you can do this for yourself too. You don't just have to do this for your husband. But if you're a person who doesn't carry a purse and you just carry a wallet, you can make a packet and put it into your wallet. If you don't want to carry a mojo bag. You can rub coffee onto your petition papers. So when you're writing your petitions for your spell work, you can just get coffee and then just put some in your hands and rub it on there like this. And what you're doing when you're adding the coffee, when you're rubbing your petition papers, just with coffee, just rub it in there like that. Put some in your hands and rub it. And I would write everything on my petition first. Write it all down. And if you're going to anoint it with oil, get it ready. Then once it's done, get the coffee and just rub it like that. And the reason why you would do that is to help. It's going to help. It's going to give your spell energy. It's going to give it that boost, and it's also going to help speed your spell up. So that's why I would use coffee on petition papers. You can add coffee to your sweetening jars. So if you're doing a jar to sweeten your relationship or whatever, I would add coffee beans, coffee grounds, whichever you want, to help speed, to help speed up that jar spell. Again, if you're doing a sour jar and you want to hurry up and, get that going, you can add it also. Remember, coffee has no boundaries. It's good for negative and positive work. So if you're trying to do a hex on someone and you want to hurry up and get that going, you can still use coffee, because remember, no negative, no boundaries for negative, positive. You can use it. Also, you can use coffee beans with High John the Conqueror root. You can put coffee beans and the root with red petals inside of a red mojo bag, and you can place that like in your husband's drawer, like where his underwear are, or put it on his side of the bed, like in between the mattresses or on the bottom of the bed, and that just kind of helps give him a little more of a boost in the bed. Like in the bed. I mean, you can do that for a woman also. I'm just saying. I'm just thinking as a woman. But you could do it for your significant other, whichever that should be. If you are trying to give somebody more energy, say you want to give someone, someone who's you're with, they're always sleeping, they're always tired, they never have any energy. You can make a little doll baby, a little voodoo doll baby, spirit doll, whatever you want to call it, and go ahead and get it all ready, stuff it and put, if you have any personal tags, like that person's, anything personal from that person, like a piece of hair or nail clippings, or make the doll out of something dirty that they've worn, like say a dirty t-shirt or a sock or something. Make it tie them to it, make it personal, that like make the doll baby theirs. And once you do that, go ahead in the head part, go ahead and stuff the head part with coffee beans or coffee grounds. And that's going to help give them that energy that they need. It's going to help to keep them awake, give them that boost that they need, you know, boost of energy. Some people say if you're trying to curse someone with insomnia, you can do the same thing, but why would somebody want to curse you with insomnia? Like, you know, but I'm just saying. All right, so let me show y'all some stuff that I have. All right, so these are my little K-cups that I get coffee. So you can, this is one that I've already used. You definitely can just cut this open, and you see how it has coffee in there? Just lay this coffee out. Just lay this coffee out on a piece of paper towel, and this has already been used, right? Lay that out, and you want to lay it like in a single layer, and you want to, oh, it smells so good, and you want to let it completely dry. Man, this smells so good. And like I said, I already made coffee out of it, and you can definitely use that. This one's almost dry because this one was from yesterday, so it's pretty much dry. But just lay it out. That way you can drink it, and then you can turn around and use it. That's what this is filled with, reusable coffee. So, all right, let me show y'all. So, you could do something really simple, like let's just say we're gonna have this. Let me get up. I came prepared today, guys. I got some paper plates. I brought extra so I can keep up here because my little cloth here is so dirty. I need to take it off and put it in the wash. So you would take a, something like that. A candle, just a regular candle. Let me go ahead and light this because I need to use this. So I'm going to show you the different types of candles you can use. You can use a votive candle like this. You can use one of these little smaller tapered candles. You can use a long tapered candle. You can use the small ones like this. You can use these. You can use birthday candles. You can use a red tea light candle. You can even use a candle like this. I bought this one at Goodwill. It has Coca-Cola Las Vegas on it. I would use this to do a spell. So you can use all different kinds. So what I would do to make sure that if you're going to do a love spell and you want to write your name or whoever's name and the date of birth, and you want to write sigils, you want to write symbols, whatever it is you're doing, you're writing it into the candle, and you want to make sure that it's going to stick in there. So I use this little pen. Remember I told you about this little pen? I bought this pen. It came with a address writer thing, majigga thing. And I just burn it like this, the tip of it, over my fire, make it nice and hot, and then I just use it to write in my candle. So what I'm gonna do right here, I'm gonna do a heart. Okay, and you can do this just with a regular pencil. It's gonna be just fine. You don't have to do what I'm doing with this. It's just I have this and it works well for me. This way I don't have to you know, break my pencils in here. So okay, so you see how you can see that heart in there? All right, so say I'm going to do a love spell with this, and I don't have anything else other than this candle, the person's name, their date of birth, my name, the person's name, our date of birth. I'm going to write some different symbols and sigils that represent love. I'm going to write my petition paper. I'm going to write, and you know exactly what it is that I want. If I'm looking for lust, if I'm looking for romance, whatever it is. And I'm going to put my petition paper on the bottom. So I'm going to take this honey that came from Popeyes. All right. Every time my husband goes, I'm like, you know what to do, because I don't eat honey. So he'll get it. I'm not going to do the whole candle. I'm just going to show you. I'm just going to put like just a little dollop, right? And you're going to rub this on your candle after you've already wrote all over your candle. Make sure you write all over it and do whatever you're going to do. Then once you rub it, You just roll it right into your coffee, right? Right into your coffee. Okay. And let's go ahead and let me show you. And you see how it's nice in, you know, because it's so dug in there. Now you have your coffee inside your symbol, inside your sigils, whatever it is that you're writing. So if I would have wrote all over this candle, and then you roll it in there, and then you just shake it, it's going to be in there. Even if your coffee falls off of it, your sigils and symbols, your names and all that, it's going to have your coffee in there. And that's going to help speed it. The honey's going to help sweeten it. So you definitely can just use regular condiments that you have to do a love spell. If you don't have a red candle, all you have is a white candle, use a white candle. If you have a pink one, use a pink one. Again, it's your intentions, it's your energy, it's your focus, it's your dedication, it's your faith that you believe that this is going to work. But you definitely can just use stuff like that. And you can get the same results if you're using a pencil or a pen. Just kind of write deep in there. And then put, if you don't have honey, you can use oil. Just make sure you put something that's going to have it stick in there. But you see, I use a drop of honey. And I probably would only use a couple of more drops just to completely cover this. You know, you could put another little drop. Look at that tiny drop. And you just put it right on top. Just smear it. Look, this one, I'll show you. This one little drop is going to work for the whole candle. Now I'm going to have to do this. I'm going to have to use this for love because it's already covered. Okay, so now let's just roll it. You're just going to roll it in your coffee. Roll in, roll in. Okay, see how it's all rolled in my coffee? Roll it, roll it. Okay, let me shake it off. And then I'm going to add a little bit to the top. See how my candle is all full? That was just with that one drop. And if I would have put more drops on here, it would have been covered. But you don't need a lot. A little bit goes such a long ways. Okay, let me wash my hands. And we'll come back and show you something else. Okay, now, say I was going to do one for abundance and I wanted to do the same thing. I would do the same thing. I would just use a regular white candle, or I would use a green candle. All right, let me see. Now, using the same stuff, let me put this honey right here. Yeah, I mean, that honey, and look, I still have like a whole pack left. So it goes, I'm telling you, I don't eat Popeyes, but my husband and my daughter do, so I always grab a handful. And you know, when you ask them for honey, they go, they throw it in there. So I take every advantage of that. All right, so let's go ahead and make a oil using coffee. Let me put this right here. And remember with your petitions, when I was telling you, just rub your petitions in the coffee. Rub your petitions in there, you know, or get it in your hands and rub it all over. Another thing I forgot to tell y'all is that you can use coffee to dye your paper. So if you're making your own parchment paper, dang, I wish I had some right here to show you. I make my own parchment paper and I use coffee. I just make a big, you know, cup of coffee and make it nice and strong. And I put it in those big dishes that, you know, those tin aluminum foil that you get at the dollar store. I get one of those great big ones and a deep one, and I fill it with coffee, and then I just use regular copy paper. I put it in there and I let it soak, you know, just enough so before it starts falling apart. Put it in there. Now, if you want thicker paper, then buy thicker paper, but I just use regular copy paper. And then I put it straight into the oven, and then it, boom, like that. It gets crispy. You could use a blow dryer, but it won't get as crispy as it will in the oven, but you got to watch it. And then you can already have coffee infused paper. So you could either use to write your spells on and put them in your book of shadows, or you can use them and go ahead and cut them up But I wouldn't cut them up and make petition papers until you're ready. Because you know when you do a petition paper, you have to do this. You have to cut all the edges off when you're making petition papers. You can't do this with scissors or already buy it cut like this. You have to yourself cut all around your petition paper with your hands. I don't know why. I don't know who made this rule, but it's just something that we all do as witches. Would it matter, you know, if you cut it or not? I don't know. But I've always wanted to test that theory. Like, what if I just use scissors? But again, if you want to be extra, go ahead and cut around. But if you don't care, then go use scissors. However, but you can go ahead and make petition paper, use your coffee, and it will already be infused with coffee. So that's something else you can do. And like I said, and also to age your paper. So I went ahead and washed, you know, remember I told you about these? Well, I went ahead and washed and got all the oil and everything out of here. Let me make sure this is going to fit in here. Lord. What is that? Okay, this is too small. The coffee big beans won't fit in there. Let me see what will fit. I saved, look, Tabasco. I don't even eat Tabasco, but my daughters do, so I buy some Tabasco for them. Yeah, it's too small too. Okay, so I'm actually going to make some in this in this one, because this one was from my everything but the bagel seasoning, and I saved it and washed it out. I don't need this on there. I know y'all like, oh my God, where are you gonna cut yourself? Okay, all right. Where is my, guys, if y'all saw the mess that I have. All right, this is my Palo Santo. This is what I do to get my jars ready. And since I'm gonna make it right now, I'm gonna go ahead and do this. I'm gonna make some coconut water, Lord. I'm gonna make some kombucha. Where is my head? I'm going to make some coffee oil. I'm always doing that. Some coffee oil, because I'm gonna make it universal, meaning it's only gonna have coffee in there. It's not gonna have anything else. You know how you can make coffee and patchouli, or you know, and do that. You know, I was saying you can use it for that particular purpose if you're trying to do a particular spell. I'm just gonna make a regular universal coffee oil. That way I can use it on my candles. I can use it for anything that I want to do using coffee. So in that little red votive candle that I was doing, instead of using honey, I would use my coffee oil to rub it. If you're dressing a candle so you can do any spell, money spell, and you don't have money, you don't have a money oil, use your coffee. If you are trying to do a love spell and you don't have coffee, you know, you don't have love oil, use that. It's a universal one that's good for all of those things that I said before. Plus it adds an extra boost and energy into your spell, and it helps to move it along. So I'm just doing this to cleanse the inside of my jar. You can use sage, you can spray, you know, you can use a spray like a sage spray or a cleansing spray. You can use Florida water, you can use salt water, soap and water, whatever you like. I just had this on a shell that I found. That's what I placed mine on. Okay. I know I ramble, I talk too much, I go all over the place with my videos, but I think it's just because I got a lot going on in my head. All right, so I'm going to use my coffee grounds. I brought some from downstairs. I don't know where my jar of coffee grounds are. I'm going to find them the moment that this video is over. So I'm going to put a handful of coffee grounds in there. I think I have it downstairs by my money altar. I have my money altar downstairs, and I think I have it somewhere there. I keep little boxes of stuff that I use only for particular altars. On my Ganesh, I have just certain things over there, and you know, just makes it easier for me to go back and forth. So here are my coffee beans, and I'm going to use grapeseed oil. You can use whatever type of oil you want. I like to use grapeseed oil when I'm doing any type of money or abundance of any sort. I like to use grapeseed oil. But olive oil will work just great. And you're just going to go ahead and top it off. So it's really that simple. You can add, you don't need to make this much if you don't want, but that's definitely what I'm going to do with mine, because I think it's great to be able to use. So I'm going to use some of this coffee as well. Let's put that right in there. Let me show you. All right. And you're just going to, I'm going to enchant this after I'm off of my video, and then I'll just let this sit. If you wanted to use this right away, I would let it sit for 24 hours before you use it. You definitely want to let your ingredients infuse with your coffee or any ingredient that you're using in your oils. You definitely want to let it infuse there for a while. Now, if you wanted to do something special, you could add all kinds of things. Like if you're only going to use this for money, you could add more ingredients for money. You could add gold glitter. You could add green glitter. If you want to add, you know, stuff for, to attract stuff. You know, you could add things for attract. You can add magnets in there, lodestone food in there. You know, like use it to whatever. You can be as creative as you want. But because I want to have a universal coffee oil that I can use for any type of, this is good for any negative or any positive spell work. And all you need is just some coffee, either grounds or coffee beans. But in this case, I put both because I have it. Obviously, the more you use, the stronger it will be. The longer it sits, the stronger it will become. But it's such a good universal oil to use. Coffee is so good to use in any types of spells. You know, it really, if you don't have dragon's blood or cinnamon to add that boost, add just a pinch of coffee. You don't need that much. That one little coffee pod gave me so much. Look how much it gave me. You could definitely save this and use it. You only need this much. Just boom, in there. Ingredients go such a long ways. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I know my spell work is very super simple, but that's how I like it. I like it to be very super simple, very effective. I'm not going to tell you I'll spend a bunch of money buying stuff when you definitely have stuff in your kitchen. I love doing hoodoo work. And hoodoo work is, doing hoodoo is using, you know, roots and minerals. I was going to say miserable. Roots and minerals and using flowers and using different, like, you know, hair from a cat, hair from a dog, hair from a horse. You know, if you find some remains of an animal outside that's already passed, you definitely can use those feathers. You know, it really is about using what you have available to you. You know, roots, herbs, minerals, spices, flowers, you know. So I love doing hoodoo. I would, if you don't do hoodoo work or you don't know about it, definitely just read up on it. I know a lot of people call hoodoo work a lot like backwoods type of magic, and it really is kitchen magic. I mean, it really is just about learning how to use what you have available and do some magic. Because think about it, long time ago we didn't have botanicas, or, you know, we didn't have these special metaphysical shops that we can go and get all this stuff. We just used what we had in the kitchen or what we found outside. I like bringing magic back to its original state, like what my grandmother used to do. And I've gotten such great results. But because, you know, you're putting in a lot of love and in your intentions and your faith into it. So I'm going to go ahead and in this video, I'm going to enchant my oil, and I'm going to put my oil over there on Santa Marta's altar, and I'll let it sit there and infuse, you know, for a couple of days. But if I needed to use this, I would let it sit for 24 hours and then use it. All right, guys, if you have any questions, if you have anything to add to this, please feel free to leave a comment. And as always, I love you all, and blessed be, and see you tomorrow. Bye.